Cedars-Sinai's mission has always been first and foremost about providing the finest possible patient care that we can. That's really what the organization was founded about. Throughout the history of the institution, over 100 years now, I think there are two things that stand out for me. One is the commitment to excellence in everything we do, in all aspects of the organization's mission. And then connection to community. That's really, I think, the key place that our volunteers play. They're an incredible connection between the community in the aggregate sense, because they come to us from the community, but they're also a connection to the community in an individual way, with individual patients each and every day as we see them working here in the medical center. In the course of this past year, I've had the chance to witness their work, both in my official role, but as a family member of patients. And it's when you see that in action, you see it in context, that it really brings home, I think, a lot of what we all understand, the unique role that volunteers can play.
My name is Amiti, and I'm a Music for Healing volunteer. I'm heading to medical school in August. Volunteering at Cedars-Sinai has definitely made me even more excited about going to medical school. When I go in for my volunteer shift, I go in with the intention to just be able to support people however I can and brighten their day however I can. And you have to remember that it's all about the patient. You're there to support the patient. I think that the Music for Healing program and what it allows us to do has a really different impact on different people. And I've seen quite a spectrum. For some people, it's simply a change. You know, they've been in the hospital bed all day long, sometimes for days. I played for someone last week who'd been here for months, and they say, wow, what a relief to actually get a break, to kind of get away from their experience of being in the hospital. And then there's the other aspect too, is that it can make them feel better emotionally. Sometimes they even tell me it makes them feel better physically. But you go into a room, you play for someone, and you just see them brighten up. You see them suddenly, they're smiling, whereas before they looked so serious and sad. And it's amazing that we're able to do that through music.
Wow. I love it. This is the first smile in the morning. Yeah.
Hi, I'm a volunteer here in the Music for Healing program. My name is Amiti, and I'd love to play a song for you.
Sure.
That was the night that I started to wonder, could a box with no lock have a key? And the way that it felt as I sat there. To be able to go into a room without the concept that you're trying to fix something, simply in order to connect with a patient and be there with them and offer them something, whether it's music or whether it's listening to their life story, I think it's a really important aspect of medicine, and I know that I will take that with me when I become a doctor.
We are blessed to have some of the wonderful volunteers in the world. I mean, we couldn't do our jobs without the volunteers. It allows us to be able to do better care because someone is with the patient, someone's reading to the patient, someone's playing music for the patient, or someone is just sitting and being present so that the individual doesn't feel alone.
We have a number of incredible volunteers in the spiritual care department. One of them, in particular, Jeremy, came to me with an idea for Shabbat kits. He had perceived a need for people to feel especially connected during Shabbat, when people can feel so lonely. And so he created this idea of Shabbat kits, where we provide some essential items that help patients to feel connected. They're decorated by local school children in a most beautiful and fun manner. And then our volunteers deliver them to those patients who we've determined are able to receive them.
This is a kit that we provide to people that can be an educational piece, if you will, but also it's really something that patients are here at the hospital. They're in a suboptimal, situation, predicament. So this gives them another piece of spirituality if they have it in their life or if they like it, and just really another light to shine on the situation that they're in.
I've never been in a place or a hospital where I've had something like this, and the service here is so fantastic. The people, the place. I'm very happy here, really. I call this a 4-star hotel with a view.
Right, exactly. Nice
Yeah.
view, nice weather as well.
No,
so-
everything's been great. And the people are great. The volunteers are wonderful. Everybody. The whole place. I mean, last night I had a nurse and his name was Angel. I said, my God, they sent me an angel.
My goal is really to be a sounding board for patients, a shoulder to cry on, just another element, another human interaction with the patients that are in the hospital in this predicament.
You all do a very good job.
Thank you
and
very much.
I very appreciate it. And I used to do it for 50 years,
Is that right?
but not, I was in a gift shop for 50 years.
So I'm sure you had a lot of interactions
And I enjoyed delivering to patients and doing about the same thing, visiting and talking to people, and makes you feel alive and happy. There's somebody out there thinking about you too.
Sure, sure.
And when I see one of those robes, I always say hello because
Brings you back to your memories of the good,
Yeah,
happy
makes it-
memories
yeah, you
of
feel like
being a
you've
part
had-
of.
it makes me feel like they're bringing the outside world inside, and you can talk to them and ask them questions. It's nice. It's nice. Okay.
Of course.
I know my days are numbered. You're 99. I have a sister with 102.
Wow.
But it's not good to anyway. Take it one day at a time
Absolutely.
and do what you have to do. That's all you can do.
Sure, you're in the right spot and certainly in the right care.
I'm in
the
their,
right.
in their hands.
That's right.
God's hands.
That's right. That's right.
And it's the whole idea of integrated medicine, you know, the mind, body, and spirit to bring healing in all those forms as much as we can. And the spiritual care volunteers will go into rooms and they sit with patients and they listen to their stories, so they sort of witness what they're going through, which is a huge piece of needing to be heard while you're in here. And there's nothing medical to it, so there's a different level of comfort that the patients feel with them.
My name is Ernestine, and I am a Christian chaplaincy volunteer here at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. I'm a respiratory therapist here at Cedars-Sinai Hospital. I work in the Pulmonary Functions Laboratory. When I take my green jacket off as a respiratory therapist and I put on my blue jacket as a volunteer here in the Spiritual Care Department at Cedars-Sinai, I would take a moment to go into the chapel and kind of meditate and read the names of my patients and, you know, ask for directions to how I should approach each one. A lot of times you never know what you're going to walk into. The patients that I speak with during the spiritual care, it's more like they're pouring their hearts out to me. So we're giving them a type of peace that they're looking for here in the hospital, which can be lonely sometimes.
Yes, I've been in 18 months now with artificial hearts.
Okay.
And, they say I might be a month, 2, but I'm expecting God, to work.
Yeah,
swift
suddenly,
miracle.
yes, swiftly and suddenly, that's what he does.
Yes.
In favor on your
Right,
part.
So that's what I'm, waiting.
It's like a comfort zone for them. They're expecting that spiritual comrade between the two of you and something that you have in common that you can discuss and talk about. Strength like no other, it reaches to you. Okay? And you remember that while you're here.
Yes, appreciate that.
Okay, and God bless you
God
on your
bless you
journey.
too.
You take
Nice to
care.
meet you.
Enjoy your stay here at
All right,
Cedars.
thank you.
Wherever you go in Cedars-Sinai, regardless of what time of day or night it is, regardless of whether you're here on a holiday or in the middle of the workday or here at midnight, you are likely to run into someone in one of those teal jackets who is giving so much of themselves and is here to help someone else, here to help someone who may be scared, who may be confused, who may not have anyone else in their lives and may have nowhere else to turn. And there's a volunteer, regardless of whatever time it is. Cedars-Sinai is lucky to have over 2,000 volunteers, and most of those volunteers are giving meaningful amounts of time to Cedars-Sinai and to the community. The vast majority of our volunteers, of course, are somewhere in between 14 and 94, but we're incredibly proud of everything they do, and it's part of that diversity, not only in terms of ethnic background and obviously gender, but also age. So there's an opportunity for every patient to find someone they can relate to.
My name is Rachel, and I'm a teen volunteer. I was born at Cedars-Sinai, and when I was thinking of somewhere to do my community service and to volunteer, I thought it'd be really cool to come back to Cedars. I start my day by visiting Krista in the office, and when I get there, she lets me know if there's any requests or any other errands that I could run for her. And then I go up and deliver whatever needs to be delivered. I like the variety of things I get to do here, whether it's deliver magazines or flowers or just sit with patients who might not have visitors for a really long time or whose family is out of town or they're visiting from out of town. And I really just like sitting and talking with the patients.
You're so sweet. Thank you so much. No problem. Let me know if you need anything else, okay? Okay, bye.
Thank you.
I think deciding to volunteer at Cedars was the best choice I ever made. Growing as a person and learning from your surroundings and developing your people skills is also really important, and that's really what Cedars has done for me. It's kind of helped me grow and come out of my shell and taught me who I was as a person and what I want to do in life and what kind of person I want to be in life. And this program has really made the greatest impact on me, and I couldn't have asked for a better experience.
I don't think Cedars-Sinai would be the place that it is today or would have the reputation that it has without our volunteers. They really are a very important part of who we are and what we do. And a volunteer is somebody who can really concentrate on one person and bring them a little bit of relief, hope, and a big smile.
I always wanted to do something with Cedars. When I got Doc, the two things just came together. I thought, oh, this is the perfect moment. Sometimes when you go by the waiting rooms, you want to be a little careful because you don't want to intrude. And yet the people that want to pet the dog and play with the dog, it really means a lot to them.
Well, I know that makes the patients really, really happy then, because most of them probably can't get out and visit, and some of them probably do have pets that they can't attend to right now. So that's really helpful.
You walk down the hallways past some of the nurses' stations, and some of them will come out and they'll get down on their knees and hug him and pet him, and it's just a great moment. And I think it's a terrific moment for them too, because the job is so stressful and focused, and you don't expect to be able to get away from it quickly for a few minutes.
Right, you know, a little break from stressful situations, so definitely helps the patients and helps staff too. It helps brighten up the day.
When you enter a room with Doc and people are really where they really want to see a dog and the moment is right, they just are thrilled.
Makes me feel so much better. I have had so much pain, and I'd say right now I'm feeling no pain. He is just, I don't know, just to touch his beautiful fur and see that beautiful face makes me feel like I'm gonna recover quickly. Yes.
It's a relaxed moment. It just changes something in the air, you know?
Well, we just have to say that the staff here is just fantastic.
Oh, and the
including
volunteers.
Doc and the volunteers. Everyone is so happy.
Downstairs.
What's wonderful about it is when you walk into a room and there are family members there or friends, and you realize they need it as much as the patient does. And so they all embrace it, and it becomes a moment, sort of a moment where they all come together and take a deep breath. When Doc and I are finished for the day, there's just a bounce to our steps. You know, we feel like something has happened. We've done something.